What's going on, guys? This is Sam, and today I want to talk about the possibility of Apple holding a special event in March of 2018. It seems like we're hearing a lot of things that could be happening, that should be happening, but things that we don't know are for sure yet. So for the past 3 years, we have seen products of some sort in March. In 2015, we got the Macbook. In 2016, we got the iPhone SE original. 2017, we got press releases for the red iPhone 7, the cheaper $329 iPad. I think we got some new Apple Watch bands as well. So for the past 3 years, we've seen something new in March. It would only be logical, it would make sense to see something new again this year. The problem is nothing has been confirmed yet. Apple has not said a word about releasing new products, and there are some little hints here and there that say yes, new Apple products are on the way. Apple has told us a number of products that are going to be coming sometime in 2018, like AirPower, like the AirPods wireless charging case. We'll talk about those in just a second, but I want to talk about the possibility of Apple holding an event or having press releases. I think if they hold an event, it's going to be a lot of new products, things that we haven't even really been thinking about. And if they do press releases, it's going to be a couple of minor products that would be worthy of just press releases. So if Apple does decide to release new Apple products in March of this year, I think it's going to go down one of two ways, just like what they've done in the past. We're either going to see a big event, big announcement, something like the iPhone SE2, we'll talk about that in just a second, and a number of new products, maybe Macs, Apple Watch bands. It's going to be a very large announcement. Apple's not going to hold an event for just one or two or three minor products or minor upgrades. Now, if they don't do that, I think they're going to do exactly what they did in 2017. They're going to release press releases saying, hey, maybe a new color for the iPhone. We've got this AirPower wireless charging mat, a couple of minor products that we're releasing, but they're not going to be super expensive. They're not going to be extremely noteworthy. They'll just be something that some people are interested in, but the vast majority of people aren't going to be. So Apple doesn't need to garner that mass media attention if they're going to release some smaller products. So if Apple goes with the more likely route, which in my opinion is going to be the press releases, I think we're going to see this. Number one, we are going to see two new $329 cheaper iPads. It's been previewed that Apple has requested marketing permissions from the Eurasian Trade Commission. I think that's the Eurasian Economic Commission, for permission to market these products in certain parts of the world. And this was leaked to Consomac. They shared this information, so we aren't supposed to know that Apple registered to market two new iPads in 2018. It leaked out. So it looks like Apple is working to release two new cheaper iPads in the future. I don't think that these are going to be the new bezel-less Face ID iPads, because Bloomberg has said those probably won't be coming until later in the year. For a product that's supposed to launch so soon, we really don't know that much about it, just because I don't think there's a lot of hype that goes into this cheaper iPad. All the attention is going to be on the new expensive iPad Pros with Face ID and no bezels later in 2018. So we don't know a lot about these products. We just know that they'll probably have a better processor. They'll probably have a better camera. Those are always safe bets every single year. I wish I had more information to share with you, but as of right now, we just sort of know that they're coming out soon. The second press release that I see Apple releasing in maybe a week or two is on the AirPower wireless charging mat. They have already announced this product. Everything we basically need to know about it is already out there on Apple's website. The problem is we don't have an exact release date. Apple just says it's coming sometime in 2018. It's going to be a pretty cool product. It will allow you to charge your Apple Watch, AirPods, and your iPhone all at the same time. It looks like there's going to be some special software coming alongside this to give you some really cool animations. And I'm excited to check it out. I think that wireless charging is cool. It's never been something that I've been personally super excited about myself, but being able to put my AirPods, my Apple Watch, and my iPhone in the same spot on my nightstand every night seems really easy. Then plugging in my Apple Watch, plugging in my phone, and plugging in my AirPods. Something that we don't know about the AirPower is how much it's going to cost. It's Apple, so I don't think it's going to be, $49 for this cool accessory. I'm seeing $149, $179. I don't think it's going to be all that cheap, and it's a good idea. There's not a lot of other products on the market right now that can charge 3 devices simultaneously. It's going to be once again integrated with the Apple ecosystem. That's something you've heard a lot lately, and I think it's going to be a very premium wireless charging mat. So if you're excited for that, let me know down below in the comments section. I think I'll be picking one up because I really like the idea. I don't know if it's going to be worth $150, $170. That's a lot of money for a wireless charging accessory. And for the third press release, I think we're going to be seeing the AirPods wireless charging case. It could even be maybe a subheading under the AirPower press release because it's a really small product. It's also something that I've seen people talk about a lot, which is kind of confusing because it just gives your AirPods wireless charging. I didn't think that was that big of a deal. I've seen a lot of people seem pretty excited for this product. I don't think we'll be seeing the AirPower wireless charging mat and not the AirPods wireless charging case or vice versa. I think it would be great for Apple to market those as a duo. Maybe if Apple's feeling crazy, they could throw in the AirPods wireless charging case as part of a bundle if you bought the AirPower wireless charging mat. I don't think they would do that, but it'd be really cool if they did. And I think if Apple does go with press releases, that would conclude their March event, just because announcing something like the iPhone SE 2 or new Macs feels like it would be too big for press releases. Apple would want a lot of media attention. They would want a lot of people to hear about a new iPhone especially. That's where most of their revenue comes from. And of course, people knowing about new Mac computers would be nice too. Now, I think this is the less likely option. I don't really believe that we'll be seeing an event in March of 2018. But if they don't opt for press releases and they hold an event in addition to the two $329 iPads, in addition to the AirPower wireless charging mat, and the AirPods wireless charging case, I think we're going to be seeing an iPhone SE 2 and new Macs as well. We've heard a lot of rumors about the iPhone SE 2, and it seems like they're just beginning to contradict themselves a lot, which is hard to decipher as somebody who reports this news. Some sources say iPhone SE 2 coming in March, in the first quarter of 2018. Other sources say we're not seeing the iPhone SE 2 at all. Other sources say we're going to be seeing it maybe in June at Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference, WWDC 2018. There is so much conflicting information out there, and honestly, I don't know when it's going to come out. I'm saying that there's no way Apple would release a new iPhone strictly through a press release. That is not their style. They've never done that in the past. They've added a new color option, but something as big as a flagship phone like an iPhone SE, I could not see being released exclusively on the internet through a press release. So maybe the iPhone SE 2 launches in March, maybe it launches sometime in June. We don't know yet. Maybe it won't even launch at all. I'm hesitant to say that though, because we've heard from 3, 4, 5 different sources now that Apple is working on some updated version of the iPhone SE. We just don't know exactly what that version is going to look like. Either way, it's time for an iPhone SE upgrade. The original version came out in March of 2016, and the specs inside are outdated. What you got for $400 in 2016, I think, was one of the best deals out there in the market. What you get for $400 in 2018 just isn't worth it anymore because it has the iPhone 6s internals, which aren't bad. It's got a good camera, a really good processor. It's still a relatively good deal, but there's definitely better Android phones for the money that you can buy in 2018. A website by the name of Text24 reportedly knows the specs for the iPhone SE 2, although these are sounding more and more dated as I continue to read them. They say it's going to have an A10 Fusion processor, 2 gigabytes of RAM, coming in 32 and 128 gigabyte storage capacities, 12 megapixel rear camera, 5 megapixel front camera, and a slightly larger 1700 milliamp hour battery. But once again, these are pretty old at this point and they're sounding more and more unrealistic as time goes on. So I really hope that Apple updates it. I was a huge fan of the iPhone SE when it came out back in 2016. I love that phone. I used it a lot. It was cool to be able to switch from a larger 4.7 inch display at the time on the iPhone 6s to something a little bit smaller at 4 inches. A lot of people are interested in bigger screens, but there's also a really good number of people that still like the iPhone SE size. So I really hope that Apple does update that sometime soon. And finally, I think that if Apple would announce a new iPhone SE at an event, in addition to everything else, new iPads, AirPower, AirPods wireless charging case, I think that we would see new Macs of some sort as well. We don't know if Apple's going to unveil the new Mac Pro soon. We know a modular version is coming in 2018. Apple said that they're working on the iPad mini, or at least they have not forgotten about it. No details on either of those. We don't know a lot about those products. We know Apple has a new cinema display in the works as well, but no release dates just yet. As much as I'd love to see new Macs from Apple in March, I don't know if that's going to be the case. We've heard that they're working on an updated version of the MacBook, a new 13-inch version, a little bit different from the 12-inch version that is on sale now. We just don't know if that's going to be coming in March or sometime later in 2018. Seeing new Macs in March is definitely a possibility, but I would say only if Apple does go with the event option over press releases. As always, I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think Apple's going to do press releases? Do you think they're going to hold an event? Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. I really hope we see an event that is always more exciting when you get to watch the live stream and see new products products announced, but realistically, I think press releases are going to be the option again in 2018 like in 2017. So that's going to wrap up this video. If you enjoyed watching, it does help me out if you take 1 second to drop a like down below, and of course, hit subscribe for more videos like this in the future. If you'd like to help support the channel, you can head over to shop.iupdateos.com and buy a t-shirt. That would be incredible. For now, I've been Sam. I hope all of you are doing great, and I will talk to you in my next video.